and we're going to show you what we're all about.
Baylor was knocked out early in the Big 12 tournament where we just were in Kansas City at the Sprint Center. They're taking on New Mexico State out of the gate. If they win that game, potentially could face SMU, who I know you're bullish on. What do you think about Baylor?
Well, I'm concerned about Baylor. They're 5-6 in their last 11 games. The defense has been phenomenal. That hasn't left. Remember, a lot of Baylor's success was early on in the season when, Dan, you were there in Atlantis. They come back from 20 down against Louisville in the second half. Teams don't do that against Louisville and Rick Pitino coach teams. They beat Oregon. They beat Xavier when Xavier was full squad. But as of late, they can't score. So in their last 11 games, they're only at like 67 or 68 points. Motley's been the guy that's been consistent on the offensive end. LeConte has the ankle injury. Ish Wainwright's not much of a scorer. Achuil gives you some numbers, but only like off of offensive rebounds or little drop-off passes. So who's the second guy that's going to give them consistency in scoring? And that's my biggest concern with the Bears right now.
You agree, Dan?
Oh, I definitely agree. When I saw him early, and you mentioned the game with Louisville, it was like how bad they could play in the first half and how good they could play in the second half. I mean, it really was. Right. Jonathan Motley at one point was a guy that I think, you had to make a case for maybe a first-team All-American. I think there's been a little bit of slippage there. But I'm with you, Miles. I think they did all their work early. They've come down a little bit. But, one of the things, and I may have this wrong, I just remember a Final 8 run and a couple other runs. Baylor's been pretty good in the tournament. Scott Drew's been pretty good in the tournament. And you know what? That bodes well for him in this tournament.
Carol, I want to ask you about Florida. You see the Gators taking on East Tennessee State.